Hello everyone, and welcome back to the world of Thetis. I just want to say before we get started that I received some feedback that I should probably talk to some of the characters that I've been seeing a little bit more. Um, and that's from multiple people, so I hear your feedback, and I'm definitely going to start doing that. I'm going to start talking to more people, selecting them, because I didn't realize that after you have dialogue, like a cutscene with someone, you could then click on that character again and then talk more with them. And actually, that's a missed opportunity. Like, for example, um, the Canary guy, I forgot his name already, but I could have clicked on him after that cutscene. I probably can still go back to him and talk to him more to learn more about the Canary. So, anyway, I'm going to be visiting their homes wherever they live, like wherever their place of residence is. I'm going to start visiting homes more. I'm going to start doing all that more so that I can really get the full depth of these characters. So, just want you to know I am going to be doing that a little bit more. Okay, but what are we doing today? Well, we're going to continue the Unbidden rescue because I got all hyped about it and I was so excited about this quest that I had just started in the previous episode, and we're actually finding the Viscount's son, Saemus Dumar, on the Wounded Coast. Can't wait to go find out more about Saemus. After I finish the Unbidden rescue, I'm then going to be checking on all of these guys at their places of residence, and we're going to talk with them and learn more about them and who they are. So let's get started with that. So the Unbidden rescue. So I have to go to the Wounded Coast. One other thing I should mention is I found out just recently. I just found out that in the gameplay options there is this button, always highlight usable objects. I did not know this existed. This was unchecked. I now have it checked, so that way I don't miss out on all these beautiful lore books that I've probably been passing up. So now, see, like I would have never known this was there, but because perfect example, I turned on that checkbox, and now I know the hierarchy of the circle is here. So let's actually start the episode with a little bit of lore history on the hierarchy of the circle. Okay. It is no simple matter safeguarding ordinary men from mages, and mages from themselves. Each circle tower must have some measure of self-government, for it is ever the Maker's will that men be given the power to take responsibility for our own actions, take sin and fail, as well as to achieve the highest grace and glory on our own strength. You, who will be tasked with the protection of the circle, must be aware of its workings. The first enchanter is the heart of any tower. He will determine the course his circle will take, and he will choose which apprentices may be tested and made full mages, and you will work most closely with him. Assisting the first enchanter will be the senior enchanters, a small council of the most trusted and experienced magi in the tower. From this group, the next enchanter is always chosen. Beneath the council are the enchanters. These are the teachers and mentors of the tower, and you must get to know them in order to keep your finger on the pulse of the circle, for the enchanters will always know what is happening among the children. Okay. All those who have passed their harrowing but have not taken apprentices are mages. Okay, this is where most trouble in a circle lies, in the idleness and inexperience of youth. The untested apprentices are the most numerous denizens of any tower, but they more often pose threats to themselves, due to their lack of training, than to anyone else. Knight Commander Seran of the Chantry Templars, in a letter to his successor. Interesting. So, you've got, the mages, which have not yet had an apprentice yet. And of course, you have the teachers and mentors, which would be the enchanters. The enchanters are the teachers and mentors. And at the very top, you've got the first enchanter. The first enchanter is the big boss. So yeah, very cool to see all of that there. And it says Codex updated, but I've already read it. So yeah, cool. That's how we're going to start today's episode, with a little bit of hierarchy. All right, so let's leave the area here. And just to remind myself exactly where I'm going to the Wounded Coast. So the Wounded Coast, I believe that means I gotta go to the mountain. Yes, indeed. Okay, so hopefully we can find him here. Saemus, he has likely been attacked. We've got a corpse with an empty quiver. I don't want an empty quiver.
So, you married a Templar, huh?
What of it?
There's a pile of bones. See, I love the... God, I really love this toggle that I've turned on. I can see everything without having to actually... Glitterdust. This is a new substance. I've never seen Glitterdust before. Glitterdust is the powdered form of a rock found along the Wounded Coast. When explorers brought the sparkling rock to the markets of the Free Marches, it became immediately popular among the wealthy ladies who crushed it and applied the powders to their faces. Do you just find a random rock, crush it, and put it on your face? I mean... Okay, I guess it's glitter, right? It's like glitter, but I don't know, I wouldn't do that. The added brightness and luster to the skin, however, soon paled in comparison to the there we go, to the developing rash and coughing fits. Exactly my point. Exactly. As it turned out, Glitterdust is dangerous if ingested or inhaled. It is also extremely flammable, as several ladies discovered after powdering their hair while standing next to a candle. Unfortunately, this resulted in 12 deaths by conflagration. I actually do not know what that means. 1 second, I'm going to look that up. Okay, so I just looked it up, and conflagration is an extensive fire which destroys a great deal of land or property. Okay, so it's just basically a big fire. Okay. These days, Glitterdust is used sparingly, and only by experienced alchemists. The most common form of the substance is volatile Glitterdust. If gathered from caves where darkspawn dwell, the rock produces a powder known as tainted Glitterdust. An excerpt from the Alchemist's Encyclopedia by Lord Cerastes of Marnispel.
Secret desire demon in the
Wow.
night.
Well, look at what we've got here. We've got a beautiful scene over there. Awesome. Love to see it. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's travel. Continue our travel into the... Oh boy. Here's the Tal-Vashoth. This is probably where they're keeping him. And if I look at my map... Yeah, he's way down here. So I've got quite a ways to go. I've got to fight through a lot of Tal-Vashoth. Alright, here we go. By the way, guys, I just realized that there's a button I can push. It's actually R. If I click R on the freaking, god dang it, I'm sorry. If I click R, then I basically auto attack the nearest enemy. So that's making me a lot more fluid in combat. I just now realized it when I was looking through some options and keybinds. I was like, wow, that's gonna make my freaking playthrough a lot easier if I just click R. So yeah, so my combat should get a little bit smoother now that I guess an enchanted locket, that seems nice. Ooh, treasure hunter achievement. Oh wait, from behind? Oh, from here.
Gotcha! Get back!
Waste of life?
Got him. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Let's keep it going. We got to get down here. We got to find Saemus. Could be a big reward, and we may even run into the other lady that was trying to find him as well. There was another lady trying to find him. She seemed pretty ruthless to me. So he's just over here. Yeah, is that them already? Yeah, that's her.
Canary. Easier than I expected. Call the men back. We've got an appointment with the Viscount. Isn't that right, Saemus?
Ashad! You killed him! You Vashedan bitch!
That one of their words? See, that's why you need to be dragged home. You're playing too nice with those things. I'll wager you've gone even further than that. Haven't you, brat?
Sounds like he doesn't want to go with you.
Competition? Well, you're too late. The Winters, I, have already claimed him.
Okay.
If I must go back, so be it. But I will not see these murderers rewarded.
Spoiled shit! I'll cut out your tongue and charge extra for bringing you back quiet. And as for you...
Oh boy.
Do with some entertainment while we wait for the others.
Let's do it, lady. Oh, wow, she's pretty strong, but not strong enough.
Never fall to me! Tear you apart!
But don't get full of yourself.
Dead and...
That was awesome.
But she said she was waiting for more. A lot more.
Then we ready ourselves.
Strip the camp, and we'll ready a fitting welcome.
Oh god, there's more. Way more.
One less to worry about!
Oh, my Bombari. I always forget about my Bombari.
May the dream!
Oh, the commander. He's much stronger. Oh, dizzy. Oh, but I got him in the end. That's all that matters. Alright, I'm definitely looting him. Ooh. That mall's not big enough, brother.
Let's finish this!
Got him.
Oh, Andraste. I've never seen so many corpses. So much blood.
Soil yourself later. There may be more.
More? After all of that, more? Jeez, there's a lot of them. Who are these Winters?
You're pathetic!
You're going to regret this!
Now you fall! Aim for the ground!
Another commander. These guys never end. But I got him in the back. We're doing good. Everybody's doing good, actually.
Now!
Go, go! There! That's enough!
Go for the face!
Is that all of them? Nope. Not all of them. Jesus.
Ashad never lied. Never coddled. You were worth his time, or you are not. They are not the brutes others claim they are. Take me to my father, and I will try again to make him see.
Wait, so it looks like he knew that Qunari, or even liked him a little.
It's clear this was not your first encounter with this Ashad.
I met him soon after their ship foundered. I had run again, to escape the keep and my father.
Wait, to escape?
Ashad was to map the coast, to find an answer for the Arishok. I had so many doubts. Qunari have none.
I wasn't aware that Qunari take many friends.
Perhaps it isn't the right word. I am the Viscount's son, bound by everything that means. Ashad did not care. We were both seeking something. That was enough.
I confess I'm not sure what one does with a dead Qunari.
The body is no longer him, and is worthy of no special treatment. That is, apparently, their way.
Should his people be told?
They will know. Whether they will deign to acknowledge it, I have no idea. There was much of Ashad that I didn't understand, but it was so very worth trying.
The Viscount is clearly concerned about your safety.
The Viscount sends thugs to do a father's job.
Ooh.
I was in no danger until his help arrived.
You could have told him this was your wish.
Keep your assumptions. He doesn't hear me. He's as tired of being disappointed as I am of bearing it. And now, Ashard is dead. It's not right.
Let's go, Saemus. Your father will be waiting in the keep.
Please
Then
don't
take me
teleport
to-
me. Dang it! I still wanted to loot everybody. I wanted to loot everyone. I saw something that needed to be looked at, like maybe a codex entry. Dang it.
Father,
My son. I thought I'd lost you.
enough, Father.
Allow me to present one Sirrah Hawk, Excellency. He fulfilled the bounty.
You have my gratitude. I hope you encountered no great difficulties on my son's behalf.
We were heavily outnumbered, but I prevailed.
I was told the Winters had involved themselves. Was there no way to avoid an incident?
I mean, they
murdered
attacked
my
me.
friend. Where is the concern for that?
Yeah.
It was my understanding you were captured alone. Foolishly traipsing about the coast as you do.
I was not captured. I was with Ashard. The Kunari. They are not monsters to be feared. If you would just try to understand, others would see as well.
Better that you were thought abducted than to have their influence suspected in my own family. Benign or not, it's too much.
Ooh. I mean, it's really hard for me to put my 2 cents in here because I don't know yet much about the Kunari. That's about to change, by the way. I'm about to go talk to them, but I think it's okay to question. There's nothing wrong with questioning.
I respectfully disagree, Excellency. Your son is showing considerable wisdom.
That is quite enough. My apologies, Excellency, for this intrusion into personal matters. There is no... Just move.
All right, so Viscount Marlowe Dumar, we've got that. Ooh, Aveline is now rival. That's the last thing I wanted. But we do have a codex entry, so let's go ahead and look at which codex entry it would be. It would be Glitterdust, which we've already read. I still haven't read that yet, so I'm going to hold that for now. It would be him for sure. Okay, the Viscount. Let's learn a little bit more about his history, where he comes from, and what his values are. What happened to Viscount Perrin Thrinhold was a travesty. I served in the keep, and my blood boils when I hear people call him a tyrant. He was a good man who tried his best to free Kirkwall from the control of those who use power for their own purposes. It's always been that way here, hasn't it? Long ago it was the Imperium, then it was the Kunari, then the Orlesians, now the Templars. When have we ever ruled ourselves? He tried to kick those Templar bastards out and give us real freedom. And what did that get him? So I'm assuming Viscount Perrin Thrinhold is maybe a previous... the previous Viscount? That's what I'm trying to understand from this passage here. So apparently this Kirkwall has been within the control of many different people. Currently it's under the control of the Templars, but in the past it's been under the control of the Imperium, the Kunari, the Orlesians. It's traded hands. Now, the Chantry has chosen Lord Marlowe Dumar as his replacement. Okay, there you go. That clears it up. After weeks and weeks of arguing, after telling the nobility that they would be choosing their Viscount, after everyone saying it was time to use a new title, why not King? Why keep using the name imposed by the Orlesians? And after all that, the Chantry chose him. I suppose I can see why. Everyone thinks he has the spine of a jellyfish, and it does seem that way. So they chose him anyway. Why would they... Oh, I see. I get it. This sentence means basically they chose someone that they think that they could easily manipulate. They chose the Viscount that they think they could have the most influence over to achieve their own ends. I see. That's kind of messed up, but it makes sense. Truly, he has the Templars on one side, the nobility on the other, and everyone expects him to solve all their problems, yet he has no power to actually accomplish it. He keeps the peace as best he can, and I think he does a good job even if no one else does. And he loves that sad little boy. I see the way young Saemus looks at his father, and I feel for him. Locked up in the keep with no other children, watching his father be put down by every self-important windbag that walks into the Great Hall. It makes me miss the days of Perrin Thrinhold, even if they were chaotic. We can only hope that one day Saemus gives this city the legacy it deserves. Excerpt from a letter by an unknown servant found in the gallows vaults. 928 Dragon. Okay, so what's funny is that this unknown servant was probably in the gallows to begin with because of this talk right here. He's saying, he's basically slandering Viscount Marlowe Dumar, and he's saying, hey, I miss the days of Perrin Thrinhold. So that's probably why he was in the gallows to begin with. So very, very good stuff. And would you look at that? I now have the Llomerryn Accords. That name is familiar. I've read that name recently. The Llomerryn Accords. 50 years. That's how long it took the Imperium to drive out the Qunari occupation. But the rest of northern Thetis was not so lucky. That's a long time. Both divines, white and black, declared exalted marches, and for the only time since the schism of the Chantry, they worked together. A century-long siege resulted, with the giant Qunari entrenched in Antiva and Ravane, and all of Thetis throwing armies against them. The war drained the resources of every nation in Thetis, leaving most on the brink of collapse. For the giants, it did not appear to be the damage to their armada or the loss of their soldiers, but the terrible toll upon the Ravani population that prompted their retreat. By the way, the Ravani population I looked up recently on a map is like in the far north, northern corner. Actually, I'll pull it up for you one second. So I have this map that I downloaded not too long ago, and yeah, so here's Ravane and Antiva. Here's Ferelden, the Free Marches. Ravane is here, and Antiva is here. But it's actually really highly detailed. It's actually a really great map, high quality. But anyway, let's get back to the game. Right, so here we are with Antiva and Ravane. So the war drained the resources of every nation in Thetis. Yes, we read that. For the giants, it did not appear to be the damage to their armada or the loss of their soldiers, but the terrible toll upon the Ravani population that prompted their retreat. So that's why they retreated. When the third new exalted age had all but massacred the people of Kontar, without even chipping the Qunari occupying forest, the giants finally withdrew. Wow. So an exalted march. I wonder exactly what that is. It sounds like an event of some kind. The treaty that put an official end to the Qunari Wars was signed on the politically neutral island of Llomerryn off the southern coast of Ravane. Oh, interesting. So let's look at that really quick. Okay, so here it is. Here's Llomerryn. It's just right off the southern coast of Ravane. Right here is Llomerryn. So this is where the treaty was signed. Very interesting to see that. 150 years after their assault on the mainland began, the Qunari left our shores. They received the northern archipelago in exchange for cessation of hostilities against all the nations of the Accord. Only Tevinter refused to sign, and so the war continues to rage in the Imperium to the present day. Wow, so they signed the treaty after 150 years. They finally left the shores, and they received the northern archipelago. I guess that means of Ravane. It's worth noting, however, that the Kingdom of Ravane immediately violated the treaty, twice. Once when the humans of northern Ravane, nearly all practitioners of the Qun and therefore by definition Qunari. Oh, so you can be human in Qunari. That's interesting. So Qunari are not... It's really... Wow, that's confusing. So, the Qunari can be human too. That's interesting. Because it says, once when the humans of Northern Ravane, nearly all practitioners of the Kun, and therefore by definition Kunari, Kyun, by the way, refused to leave their homes and go in exile to the lands. And again, when the Ravane Chantry and nationalist forces, unable to convert its people back to the worship of the Maker, try to purge by the sword, slaughtering countless unarmed people and burying them in mass graves. It's a fortunate mystery that the leaders of Kontear did not alert their allies in the Northern Passage, or we'd still be fighting the giants now. Huh. That's interesting. From the Exalted Marches, an examination of Chantry warfare by Sister Petrine. Which, by the way, there is a quest to talk to Sister Petrine. She's in all of these texts, so she's incredibly intelligent. So, now, as we promised, I'm going to be going to these people's homes just to talk to them and to see how they're doing. So, let's go to these people's homes so that we can talk to them a little bit more in depth. Okay, so who am I going to go to first? I guess let's go to Merrill's home. There's no difference between day and night, so let's go to Merrill's home. So here's Merrill's place. Now Merrill, she doesn't have anything for me, I guess. But if we look at the... So nothing from Merrill. Maybe if I talk to her.
Red Wolf! Why is my house always such a mess when people are here? It's clean sometimes, I swear.
No worries, it's okay. My house, it actually doesn't look that bad. What, you've got an overturned book? I mean, it doesn't look like a mess to me. Although you should keep your poop place a little bit in better, you know, in a better location. Or at least cover it. Okay, so let's try the next home. The next place we can go is we can go to Gamlen's house. We can go to basically my house, and we can talk to my mother, as well as Bethany.
What am I, your servant? There's
Right.
a letter for you on the desk.
Okay, so we've got a letter, but we've got a letter there. We got lots of things to examine, but let's talk to... There's so much things to do. Okay, so let's just talk to Mother first.
When I told your grandmother I was marrying your father, she threatened to disown me. She said my children would be mongrels. My father wanted to lock me in, but she told him it's her life, let her ruin it. I wrote to her when each of you were born. She never wrote back. I'm glad she didn't die hating me.
Well, that's really unfortunate.
Your mother's dead. Let it go.
When I was a girl, your grandmother was the young, beautiful, noble mother all my friends wished they had. She might have had a hard time accepting it at first, but she would have loved you, all three of you. Carver. He was such a little boy. Never had a knee that wasn't scraped or trousers without holes.
He was so young. Never got to be the man he wanted.
I just keep thinking there's something we could have done. It's killing me. I remember that awful creature reaching down and 18 years of loving and feeding and raising, and that was it.
Blame the Darkspawn, not yourself.
The ogre would have been happy with any prey. It was my fault it was Carver. I miss him. There were 4 of us when the Blight began. It will never be over while there are just 3. I've written to the Viscount. I've an audience for after Bartrand's expedition leaves. I couldn't do anything for Carver, but with luck, I can at least give us a home.
Oh, wow. So, after the expedition is when she'll be able to, when she might be able to move into to our place and have a better home. That's really awesome, actually. All the more excitement to be moving out. But where is Bethany? Here she is. Let's talk to Bethany.
I hope Mother convinces the Viscount to give us the estate.
Oh, she has,
I
actually.
hope Mother convinces the Viscount to give us the estate.
And, Mother, it gets kind of sad. She's very sad. Like, we touched on two major things. Her mother not loving her, one, and two, Carver's dead. So she's really not feeling too good right now. But I hope in time when she gets the estate back, maybe her spirits will be lifted. We have some random... a note addressed to Gamlen. Gamlen Amel. Payment is now 2 months late, Sarah. Oh goodness, oh goodness. Interest accrues, as you are well aware. You will find yourself barred from our establishments unless payment is made. Think. No bitor, card sharp, or numbers runner in Kirkwall will deal with you. I've never heard of those terms. I certainly hope this matter is attended to before steps are taken. Let us avoid further unpleasantness. Gallard. Of course.
I think this is the same cheese that was here a year ago. I think this is the same.
Okay, so am I supposed to do anything about that? It just says examine. Oh, there's more. There's a lot to examine.
Can't have Mother living in this hole. We've got to get out of here. Looks like the dog's trying to tunnel his way out of this hovel. Can't blame him.
Yeah, I can't blame him either. Poor thing. I was told that I can actually just collect everything. Just collect everything. So what I'm going to do... Oh, there's Gamlen. Let's talk to Gamlen as well.
So, what? Are you here to gloat? Gamlen's the idiot again. Gamlen's the fool who can't hold his money when it's given in a bloody silver basket. I tried, you know, when Leandra left. But no one was ever going to live up to her.
What was she like? As a girl?
We're only a year apart. But that was time enough for Leandra to get our parents wrapped firmly around her little finger. They showed her off at every opportunity. The beauty, the scholar, the light of their lives. As far as they were concerned, they should have stopped there.
I've seen the nobles in this town. Your parents must have had a fortune. Where did it all go?
Well, it's not like I stood at the side of the wharf and hurled it over. I tried to invest it. I got some good tips on trade in Kunari cheeses. And, you know, a man's got needs. I'm not denying I spent more on myself than I should have, but I figured it'd all work out.
Oof, I'm not going to be that rude.
I'm sure you did your best.
Don't try to butter me up, lad. I changed their filthy sheets and wiped their chins through 2 bouts of the cholera, and the last word Father said was... Leandra. I'm not looking for love, but at least I got the money.
And here I was, just about to like you.
Yeah, he's kind of a, you know, an ass. Let's see the writing desk. We've got Act of Mercy, proud scion of the Hawk family. I dare not contact you directly, but we have met before, and I know you to be a person of good character and unusable ability. Indulge me in a meeting outside the city, for I require your aid in a delicate task. As a token of good faith, I have enclosed a modest sum. There will be more awaiting if you can help. Please come as soon as you receive this. If you do not, the lives of many innocents may be on my hands. Sincerely, a friend. So I've met this person before. They require my aid, and they've given me a little bit of money to help them. I don't know anything about them, but I will accept. I don't know what this is about, but I'll accept it. And then bait and switch. Now, this one here, I know for sure, one of my dedicated viewers, Rose, she's wanted me to do this quest for quite a long time. So I will be picking this quest up. I think it's absolutely necessary we start working on this quest. So, Hawk, you might be interested in something that's come up. A contact of mine, a fellow by the name of Anso, is asking around for someone competent regarding a job, and I suggested you. He's always paid well, so if I were you, I'd check into it before someone else snaps it up. He said he'll be in the Lowtown Bazaar at night, Athenril. Okay, so let's do bait and switch because one of my viewers has been anxiously awaiting for me to do this quest. And I'm excited to do it as well because I've heard that there is a character involved with this that could potentially join my party. So let's find out who this character is, what they're like, what they're about, and their story. So let's do bait and switch. New quests, of course. Let me make sure that bait and switch is set as the primary thing here. So what I need to do for bait and switch is meet Anso in the Lowtown Bazaar at night. All right, perfect. I think that's nice. That's a good one. But you know what though? I'm gonna leave this for next episode. I think we've had a nice meal today in terms of our episode. Very good lore here. Next episode, we will be doing bait and switch, and I will be talking to more of my companions. Because I want to talk to all of these people and get to know them very well. So, anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.